President Obama may soon have the ability to speak to everyone in our country with just the flip of a switch. Today, the FCC will propose an overhaul to the emergency alert system. The president would be able to appear on every television channel immediately. Well, right now, the president, if he wants to address the nation, has to get in touch with each local broadcaster, and they have to agree to pick up the message. The new system will cost between $7 and $13 million, so they wouldn't have to ask, we wouldn't have to agree to it. It just gets put up whenever he wants it.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Sunday that any nuclear deal leaving Iran with the capability to enrich uranium would be catastrophic. Netanyahu's comments in an interview with Fox News Sunday came as foreign ministers of the United States, France, Britain and Germany gathered in Vienna to face off with Iranian counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif. There has been no breakthrough today, said British Foreign Secretary William Hague after meetings with Kerry and the foreign ministers of France, Germany and Iran. Tehran says it needs to expand enrichment to make reactor fuel, but the U.S. fears Tehran could steer the activity toward manufacturing the core of nuclear missiles. Such an agreement would buy time to negotiate a pact limiting the scope of such programs in exchange for a full end to nuclear-related sanctions against Tehran. Obviously we have some very significant gaps still, so we need to see if we can make some progress, Kerry told reporters before a meeting with European Union Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton, who is convening the talks.
от имени российского руководства.
We, on behalf of the Russian authorities and on behalf of the government of the Russian Federation, express condolences to the bereaved families and to the governments of those countries whose nationals were on that plane. I ask you to honor their memory. In this regard, I want to emphasize that this tragedy would not have happened if there were peace on that land, and in any case, if the military activities had not resumed in the southeast of Ukraine. And of course, the state over which territory it happened is responsible for this terrible tragedy. I have already given certain instructions to the military departments that they need to provide all necessary assistance in the investigation of this crime. And I also ask the government of the Russian Federation to do everything for a thorough investigation of this event through the available opportunities of the civil agencies. We will do everything. Everything depends on us.
The Ukrainian army pushes closer to rebel-held Donetsk. Kiev is battling what it calls the epicenter of rebel forces along the Russian border following a deadly attack on Friday that left 23 servicemen killed. Meanwhile, in Lugansk, the city's regional administration says at least 3 people were killed in shelling on Friday. The spokesman for Ukraine's anti-terrorist operation says rebels, not the government, are to blame for shelling in residential areas. He also accuses pro-Russian separatists of smuggling Ukrainian orphans across the border.
Heavy fighting in eastern Ukraine kills at least 23 government soldiers and border guards and wounds 93, marking one of the deadliest days in weeks for Kiev, which had been making steady gains against pro-Russian separatists.
Crisis on our southern border, thousands of unaccompanied children making their way here from Central America, many of them not getting adequate medical screening, and that is raising some serious health concerns. ABC's Jim Avila has the story.
This morning, the flood of immigrant children streaming across the southern U.S. border is so overwhelming, federal agencies admit they cannot medically screen all of them properly. According to a government memo reviewed exclusively by ABC News, some children are leaving Border Patrol processing centers with high fevers, flu-like symptoms, and other contagious diseases. The memo says the director of refugee health at HHS has identified a breakdown in the medical screening processes at the Border Patrol facility in Nogales, Arizona. Some children flown from that facility to a Navy base in Ventura County, California, were sick, fevers and coughing. Others had chickenpox and Coxsackie virus. 3 of the children so sick, hospitalized in the ICU, 2 of them suffering from pneumonia.
attention to our next story. It's an investigation involving child sex predators in some of the most famous theme parks in this country. As you're getting ready to pack the family van and head to Central Florida's Disney World, Universal Studios, or even SeaWorld, you want to see what we found in our 6-month investigation. We're talking about a pattern of theme park employees arrested in sex stings after work hours. Here's CNN investigative correspondent Kira Phillips.
They are people you would least expect. Some are married with children.
I've been on Craigslist looking for a friend.
Others have been working with children for years.
I work around kids all the time at Disney.
This man even admits to having sex with an underage teen before getting caught.
Talked and kissed.
All of them employees at Florida's Walt Disney World, known as the happiest place on earth. All of them arrested.
Hi, I'm Diana Felson, and this is 4 for 4. There's another naked reality show on TV. This one's on VH1, and it's called Naked Dating. Kate, how excited are you?
I've already got the DVR set. Woo! You know, all of these reality shows involving nudity are so ridiculous, and they always say that the nudity is not going to be gratuitous. Then what's the point? Naked Dating, Naked and Afraid, they sound like they should be one show.
More than 40,000 blood donations are needed every day, according to the American Red Cross. And during the summer, even more donations are needed. But the pool of donors is limited, and it has been since 1983, when the FDA banned gay and bisexual men from donating blood.
New at 10 tonight, KTVU's Noel Walker live in San Francisco at City Hall, where city leaders want to put pressure on the federal government to end that ban. Noel?
Frank and Julie, Supervisor Scott Wiener introduced a resolution to end that ban at today's meeting, and next week the full board is expected to approve it. The supervisor told me the city has to make a statement to tell the FDA that times and technology are changing.
Clashes erupted in Paris on Sunday as thousands of people protested against Israel and in support of residents in the Gaza Strip,